This podcast is part of the Bible Thumping Wingnut Network, Biblical Christianity's marketplace of ideas. BibleThumpingWingnut.com.
All right, we'll give this another try. Try number 2. Short video here on YouTube about Leighton Flowers and choice meats and Dr. James White. A few weeks ago, I don't know how long ago, Leighton Flowers put out a video titled Rebutting R.C. Sproul's View of Unconditional Election. And in doing so, he made an analogy that was a big mistake. He made an analogy and said that based upon our choices or our decisions that are independent of God, that would cause God to show favor to one person over another. Leighton Flowers is anti-Calvinistic, and will argue against things he doesn't need to argue against, but arguing against election, the Calvinistic understanding of election, is something he likes to argue against. And I just wanted to weigh in a little bit. I don't want to pile on. I want to give Leighton the benefit of the doubt here, which I don't think Leighton is. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but I don't think he's being transparent, because his analogy of choice meats is that God having favor on some because they're choice meat goes against other things that he has said. It's a stupid analogy. And well, anyway, somebody caught it. Matt Estes on Twitter. He sent it to Dr. James White. And Dr. James White, let me share screen here.
This podcast is part of the Bible.
That's not sharing screen. That's playing this video. Let me share my screen. This is going to be rather short. But that's Matt's Twitter account. Okay, so here's Dr. White's Alpha and Omega Ministries YouTube channel. And 2 days ago, which is actually 3 days ago now, Dr. White did this. It had many topics on it. And one of the topics that he covered was this stupid analogy that Leighton Flowers used. So after that, Leighton comes out and writes an article. And if you're not paying attention, Leighton loves to engage with James White pretty much since they did a debate. And Leighton seemed to be pretty on fire against James White, working really hard to disagree with everything that James White says after that debate. Kind of like bad taste in his mouth after the debate. It really did not go well. On the Romans chapter 9. But here is Leighton's response to that short video, right? You guys can go read this. Unless you have a wild crush on Leighton Flowers, even if you're not a Calvinist, you know that he has blown it terribly. So then yesterday, Dr. White did this video, Beth Moore open letter on homosexuality. Then I don't know what does that say? Then, yeah, we're gonna hear his music and everything here. Then a choice, Radio Free Geneva, and in this video, Dr. White totally embarrasses Leighton Flowers. It's real bad. because Leighton said, hey, you don't, he made this really bad analogy and outright said that we make choices, we become like choice meat that makes us favorable to God. Like that is flat out different than what Leighton says in other situations. And other times he'll say, no, there's nothing in us. There's nothing in us. There's nothing about us. But in Leighton's attempt to probably speak off the cuff and in his obsession to just disagree with every single point of Calvinism, he came up with this analogy that's horrible. And it's actually, like I said, it's in other places, Leighton has this analogy contradicts what Leighton Flowers says his position is clearly. And Dr. White just destroyed him. It was really, really bad. I felt bad for Leighton Flowers. And when Leighton Flowers finally gave his response, which wasn't finally, it was a few hours later, I felt even worse for him. I want to play part of Leighton's response to this. I mean, this was a beat down like you've never seen before to Leighton Flowers. It was really bad. I'm not a Bible scholar. I don't know the original languages, but when Dr. White explains plainly what Leighton did, it's really bad. It's really bad. And I would play the clips, but that's not the focus of what I wanted to weigh in on. I want to weigh in on Leighton's response here. And let me share my screen again. The comments on YouTube. Sean is witnessing to Josh Fritz. Good call, Sean. Good call. Sorry, got sidetracked. I don't know how other people read comments and don't get distracted. But let me share my
Thumping Wingnut Network. Biblical.
That's not how you share screen. Been a while since I did this. All right, let me share this screen. So some of this is funny. And a lot of it is sad. Okay. So ooh, I did not want to do that. Can I get that back up there? Whew. I got nervous. I got nervous when that happened. There we go. Okay. So here, I got a couple of these. So after being completely crushed, completely embarrassed by Dr. White, I mean, it was really bad. Actually, I think I could play some of it over here because Matt Estes, he put some of it up here. Let me
monumental proportions right there. Let
me see here. Probably it's the last one. Here we go.
That entire analogy stunk. I stunk it up and you caught me. I withdraw it. That would have been the easy thing to do. But no, you had to double down. Oh, I'm the one misrepresenting. You took it out of context. Didn't take anything out of context, Leighton, and just proved it.
Yeah, he did prove it. He went, Dr. White went and played the entire context. And what Leighton's argument is, actually the context is everything that I have taught. like if you listen to everything I've taught on this, you'll see that that's not my position. And I kind of pointed that out. Okay, here's another one.
That entire analogy stunk.
Oop, that's the same thing. Let's play this one.
R.C. Sproul. That is a mismatch of monumental proportions.
Okay, we're done. We're done here. So let's see Leighton Flowers, he explains that he was on his way home and he listened to the presentation and he was going to respond, yada, yada, yada. But he decided not to. He decided instead to make a video saying that he loves Dr. White. Well, this is kind of funny. Let's listen to this. Funny and sad. This is a man who just had his theological card taken away. It ripped up.
Responses. Something kind of dawned on me, and I don't know, I hate to blame things on God.
So something dawned on him when he was listening to Dr. White destroy him. Now, obviously, he's not admitting that he's been destroyed, but he truly was.
May not be from God. I don't know if this is something that God impressed upon me or not, or if it's just something I thought of myself. I don't know. But something that James White said in his latest program kind of hit me in a different way than it's hit me before.
Something hit him in a different way than it's hit him before. Like the fact that you have, oh man, it was so bad. I don't even have the words to articulate beyond what I've said already. So I won't.
When he was talking about how long he's been doing this, he's been doing what, 20 some odd years? Apologetics type ministry. And when you think about this, James White is a warrior.
A warrior. Yes. Yep. He's been doing it a long time, longer than you, and you're in over your head. Later on, he says, you can go watch this, the whole video. It's less than 10 minutes long, but I didn't even want to be 10 minutes long here. But let me play something else here.
And James White has been a warrior in the Christian world and in apologetics for a long time. And so I think I probably need to give him a little slack.
He needs to give Dr. White a little slack. So he's not going to respond to what Dr. White just exposed the folly of his analogy completely in context. And Leighton could say, hey, you're right. That was a stupid analogy, which he really should say that. Because the analogy, like I said, it contradicts everything he says in other places.
I'm just being honest. I think I'm just going to back off of James White.
I would want to. I would too. I would back off because you don't want that to happen again. What just happened? Back off. Somebody commented, also known as avoiding another beatdown from Dr. James White. Right. You just got beat down really bad. And there really is no response other than, duh, that was a stupid analogy. You're right. And recanting it. There we go.
Love to have more debates, especially if I can help define the parameters of it. I don't think it's fair.
Yeah, he'd like to have a debate. And then the last clip. This is the last few seconds here of it.
Hard for me not to defend myself at every turn, but sometimes it is time to say, I love you, brother. We're going to agree to disagree, and I'll leave you to fight the more important battles. So I hope.
So he's going to let he's going to give Dr. White a pass. He's going to, in this video, he says, I love James White. He's a great apologist. I disagree with him on the Calvinistic points, but he's great on all these other topics. The body of Christ is made out of many different people with different gifts and talents and different points of emphasis and ministry. And you have your points of emphasis and I have mine. We disagree, but I'm just going to leave you alone now and let you do important things. So we'll see. Let's mark that down. June 21st, the first day of summer 2019. Leighton Flowers has made a commitment, made the statement that he's going to give Dr. White a break. He's going to back away from the discussion. And I find that there's just so many things. It's disappointing because it's great to see the engagement back and forth. And Leighton Flowers has a lot of he makes his Arminian traditionalist views. He makes his arguments, and then other people, James White responds to them from time to time, and it's good stuff. It's good to see Dr. White responding to Leighton. It's good to see Leighton critiquing James White. But it's not going to go on for a while because Leighton has decided to give Dr. White a break. So as Leighton is watching James White critique him, it dawns on him, wow, he's been doing this a long time. He's good at it. I mean, he's really, wow, he's been doing it a lot longer than I have. I think I should kind of leave him alone because I just got destroyed. Now, obviously, I'm putting in my opinion, but Leighton Flowers says that this is just out of love for James White, and it's not tactical. It has nothing to do with agreeing that Dr. White is right, but it's just the best thing for the church at large, for him to let Dr. White go and focus on something more important. Beating me down and showing the folly of my analogy and attempt to explain what scripture is. Man, that was really bad. That whole really bad. What are we saying here? So much pride. Leighton Flowers is not an Arminian. Yeah, I know. He's semi-Pelagian. More important battles. The message can't be muddied and cloudy. I see. Let me not read these out loud. See if there are any good ones. Yeah. Flowers doesn't know the definitions of words. You know, have you seen people preach? I have been in sermons. There's a Bible. Where's the Bible? There's Bible. Let's see if I can illustrate this. Let's see if I can illustrate this. I probably can't even read this one. I am just going to randomly open to a passage. Okay. Ezra 10. We'll see if I can do it from Ezra 10. Ezra chapter 10, verse 16. Then the returned exiles did so. Ezra the priest selected men, heads of fathers' houses according to their fathers' houses. Now, as I read this passage, it reminds me of my father's house. And at my father's house, well, it was a house with lots of rooms. And in our lives, we have lots of little rooms like boxes that we put different things, and we have different categories. And we need to be careful with the categories that we use, and remember that our houses have lots of boxes. Like, I just took a word out of a passage and I decided to talk about it. On the first day of the 10th month, they sat down to examine the matter. And by the first day of the first month, they had come to the end of all the men who had married foreign women. And you know, that that reminds me about the time when I watched a war documentary where some of the soldiers married foreign women. They found wives from over there. And, we need to be very careful with who we choose as our spouses. Like, that's what Leighton Flowers did with the word choice. He took the English word choice and then ran with that word choice, changed it from a noun to a verb or whatever, and just focused on the word. It was really like something Beth Moore would do, or a very inexperienced preacher. I have probably done it when I used to preach a lot. When I didn't have enough biblical exegesis to fill the amount of time I had to preach. So Saul went up from pursuing the Philistines, and the Philistines went their own place. Do you have your own place? Talk about your own place. It's important that we have our own spaces, to get away, to renew ourselves, find ourselves, whatever. That is not exactly what Leighton did, but you get the idea. All right. That's all I had to say today. I apologize. Months ago, I said I was going to be making at least one video every other day. I think I got sick, then I got busy, and then I got sidetracked. And this is the first video I have done in a very long time. But if you haven't checked out my podcast, I have a podcast series that I've been doing, and it has been on slaying sin. And I think I have, well, I know I have at least one more episode, and I hope you'll check it out. Go to BibleThumpingWingnut.com and click on that. Let me show it to you. I got nothing better to do. You have nothing better to do than to stay right here, share the screen. Let's go to where is it? This can't go to my own website. Can't go to my own website. I don't know why my website does that, or my computer does that. Let's go there. Okay, here's the website. You go over here. Here's all these other great podcasts. Go to the Bible Thumping Wingnut category, and you will see right here. Actually, I have to go to the next page. This is when it started right here. Okay, go to Bible Thumping Wingnut. I don't even think this is on. This might be on the YouTube channel. The Danger of Too Much Gospel. That's the first one. The second one is Are You Ready to Kill? Know Your Enemy. Make sure you like them too. That's episode 347. This is a blog article. And then How to Slay Sin. And then How to Slay Sin number 2. And How to Slay Sin number 3. And the next one is going to be on When Sin Plays Dead, and how you know when you have completely conquered sin. So we ought to be about the business of not only as Christians, as believers, we need to be about the business of killing our sin, not being content with being apathetic towards our sin. Anyway, check those out. Stay tuned. More videos, more content to come. That Leighton Flowers. I'm really glad he's given Dr. White a break. Oh boy. See ya.